Hey y'all, thank you for joining me for this divine feminine energy reading. I hope that you guys have been having a grand and glorious day. Um, as for me, it's been alright. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I had started door dashing today, and when I tell you, I don't like it. I don't like it. It's down. If this is your first time joining me, I do live near the airport, so you're gonna hear planes go by as I am outside getting some fresh air and communing with Mother Gaia. Um, so bear with me. But yeah, I started DoorDashing today just to bring in some additional, I ain't even gonna say extra, honey, additional coin, and I don't like it because um, for one, I have the nose of a pregnant lady. Like, I'm super sensitive to smell. Um, and I do think that's in part something that derives from my childhood. This is elder lady that used to keep me after school and some weekends while my great grandmama would be at work. And y'all, she was a hoarder, and God bless her soul. Her house stunk. Um, Sweet as she could be, nothing bad ever happened to me under her care. Loved me to death. I recall that, but her house was nasty, and ever since then, I have been super big on a home smelling good. I'm very sensitive to smells. And like I said, I have a pregnant woman smell. So sense of smell. So picking up people's food and you smelling all kind of sauces and ingredients and I had to let my window down on one because I was like, oh my God, this sauce is strong. But I am grateful for the opportunity to bring in a little extra income. I am grateful for the opportunity to be able to do something that brings in some extra money. With a flexible schedule, like in my free time or whatever, or the schedule being however I want it to be. But yeah, this is definitely temporary. But it's really leading to me to what the divine feminine energy for the collective really is, because I actually did the masculine reading a few days ago, and when I got ready to do the feminine reading, there were so many obstacles that I was like, you know what, I'm not meant to do this reading today. And what that really made me think about is how the divine feminine collective is very possibly in a place, in an energy where our focus is on overcoming obstacles, things being thrown in your way, and having to figure out how to get over it or around it, or you know what I'm saying, the obstacle that's being presented to you, and staying I'm gonna say optimistic and not being pessimistic about different obstacles and hurdles being presented to you. I know this weekend I was really looking forward to some opportunities to bring in some income at some different events. One event I went to didn't make a dime and had to pay to set up. And then the next day I had an event scheduled, um, and it was canceled within a few hours before time for it to start. Like, I was about to start packing my car, and I was like, Lord, I don't know what you're doing in this season of my life, but I'm gonna trust you. Or at least that's what I'm trying to do. And I do believe we serve a God who will give you an A for effort. But with all that being the case, I was like, okay, what are my other options? So I got up and went to the gym this morning, and then started dashing afterwards. And I didn't do much. I just wanted to try it out today. But yeah, I'm not a fan. I'm not. I ain't gonna say I ain't gonna do it no more. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna do it until some other options present themselves, or I create some other options. But right now, child, if I'm your dasher, you better tip me, damn it. That's all I got to say about that. But yeah, divine feminine, I already pulled some of the cards using the Spirit Within Tarot, and I clarified it with the so this is the Spirit Within Tarot before I move forward. I love this deck because it's a very simplified, like the images are simplified versions of the original Rider-Waite Tarot. And I where's the other one? Clarified with the African Goddess Rising Oracle, because I figure we need some of that good old motherland goddess energy at this time. And the message that came out is very in alignment with what we've been discussing up to this point, because as divine feminine energies, we are reparenting ourselves. And for many of you, you may be dealing with what you're dealing with on a day-to-day and not really looking at it in that way, but that's what's been going on. And I know it gave me some peace. The ducks are going ham. That may be they flying over the house. I know y'all hear that. That may be an animal totem for you guys. Ducks are very much synonymous with being flexible and adaptable. So as we find ourselves in these different situations, we're having to be flexible. We're having to adapt and find and figure out ways to maneuver our way through them, or like I said, get over those obstacles and hurdles, how to survive in different climates and environments. Like ducks can survive on land, they can survive in water, and they can thrive in air. They can fly, they can swim, they can walk. And so we're needing to really tap into that duck animal totem energy to determine what is being called from us at this time, and then how to move forward, and make sure that we're taking time out to connect with the divine, to connect with Mother Gaia, to the voice within ourselves, to best navigate our journeys. So the ducks was right on time, honey, because that's so in alignment with the message. And if you take the time out to read about the duck animal totem, you will find exactly what I just said, because I happen to have a very profound connection with birds as an animal totem. And so I have studied the spiritual nature of a lot of different variations of birds. But yeah, what we got from the tarot, from the Spirit Within Tarot, was the Five of Cups, the Emperor, and the Four of Wands. Now, mind you, we're walking up on, okay, by the time this is released, it will actually have already occurred. The 4/4 portal, which is April 4th. But you know, each portal has its shadow period, just like the moon. And so those energies will still be thriving days before and days after that energy. So if you've been seeing 4/4 or 444 a lot, that's because this 4 energy is prominent, all about safety and security, stability, and laying new foundations for ourselves. And so with this energy here, with the 5 of Cups, that's when you are focused on the past, crying over spilled milk, and not really focused on what's going right in your life, the present. And so as you can see here, unlike unlike the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot, the 5 of Cups has 3 cups that are spilled and 2 that are sitting up. But in those images, the 2 that are sitting upright are standing behind the man that's sitting at the dock of the bay, as they say, wasting time, as the good brother Sam Cooke, the ancestor, says. So he's focused on the 3 cups that have spilled, but he can't see the 2 cups behind him. And to some degree, that speaks to being ungrateful. This man here, he's sitting on the dock of the bay. As you can see, there's a bridge right there, and an image of what's probably a city, or even that might be a temple of some sort. You got the moonlight there. This is somewhat of a dark energy, probably a nighttime scene. And he's reflecting on and focused on the cups that have spilled. Meanwhile, he has a cup that is sitting up right before him, and then 2 behind him. And what is coming out, and I've never noticed this about this deck before, that there are actually 3 cups that are sitting up in this message and 2 that are spilled, which is different from the original, because in the original there are 3 cups that are spilled and 2 that are sitting up. And what that's telling me is things might not have worked out as you would have liked currently in a love relationship, in a relationship that you once aligned with that 2 of cups energy. So that would be like the 2 of cups in reverse, but you still got 3 cups standing. You got this 1 cup over here, which is your Ace of Cups, that self-love, that overflowing love from the Most High, that my cup runneth over energy, and having the overflow to give to others. And then you have these 2 of Cups right over here by him, within his reach, that at whatever point he can choose to pick up. And together you have the 3 of Cups, which represents friendship, being social, going out, having fun, being in community. Those options are still available to us. I just saw 1111, and they're being brought in to us: sacred brotherhood, sacred sisterhood, divine soul family, and connections. Because we are developing new foundations for ourselves. And so instead of sitting around dwelling on the past hurts, the disappointments, the regret, the resentment, because the 5 of Cups represents all of that, we're needing to change our focus, if we have not already, and focus on the 3 of Cups. Focus on your Ace of Cups. Focus on the possibility of the 2 of Cups. Because one thing for certain and 2 things for sure: if you ain't got a 2 of Cups connection in your life, that means you got room to receive one. Hello, somebody. Ain't nothing but space and opportunity out this bitch. So that's a dope message, and it's good that that was the first card to come out, because what that tells me, we coming out of that energy. We coming out of just our 1221, which is very much a twin flame mirroring angel number. We're coming out of that sulking energy or focused on the past. We're healing, we're growing, we are releasing those resentments, and we are taking our power back with the Emperor. The Emperor is represented by the number 4. And like I said, that's very much an energy of stability, safety, security. And the Emperor is Aries energy. It represents the Aries, and we are in Aries season. So don't tell me the cosmos don't line up to give us an extra dose of what we need, when we need it, how we need it. You hear me? So you got this Emperor energy that's standing in your masculine energy, regardless of your gender, regardless of your sex. That's standing in your masculine energy to focus on your own stability, your own authority, your own power. Not sitting there soaking over what didn't work out right, or what you felt like wasn't right, what hurt you, what disappointed you, what plan didn't unfold the way that you thought it would. And sitting in your power and authority with your staff, and that staff has kind of the shape of a ankh. It kind of resembles an ankh, knowing that life goes on. This is a rebirth for you, and you have power to create the future that you desire. Not just sitting around playing the victim and allowing things to happen to you. You're taking the wheel. Not Jesus take the wheel, you take it. Let the Jesus in you take it. Don't just sit around praying and not putting forth no works. Y'all know what that good word say. Prayer without works is dead. So we ain't focusing on the past no more, and we ain't sitting around waiting on things to fall in our lap. Don't get me wrong. The divine still wants you to make room for magic. Still wants you to leave room to be wowed by the divine opportunities and miracles that can occur in your life. But you also gotta have faith, and you gotta put in that work. So we talking about balance, which is also something that the number 4 represents. The emperor, that's big dick energy. That's daddy. That's the boss, the CEO. Matter of fact, he ain't even daddy. That's a king. This is granddaddy. This is slide you a couple of 20s to the grandkids because and your mama don't see it. It's that type of energy. This is 401k, pension, land, will, and estates and trusts energy. That ultimate divine masculine energy, the energy of all the kings in the tarot deck, make up the energy of the emperor. He embodies all of those energies. The king of swords, the king of cups, the king of pentacles, the king of wands. They all are within the emperor. Because by that time you've matured, you've developed, you've grown. That's wisdom. The emperor carries wisdom. And as you can see, he's sitting there, got his good clothes on, suited and booted. Them good shoes, them ain't no J's. Them ain't no ones. I don't care what y'all say. Ones cute, but them some uncomfortable ass shoes. No. Them is some Cole Haans or some maybe even some Louis Vuitton or some shit. Like, this is granddad. And behind him, these people, they got their good clothes on too. You got like a cityscape, but this is more of a sunshine energy. So you see the difference from their posture and energy. The energy from these cards jump out at you because bro look pathetic, pitiful. My boy comfortable over here. He done grew up, matured, and sitting comfortable in his power, sitting on his throne, and the sun is shining. That good old sacral chakra energy, that creative energy, that sexual energy. He's confident and sitting confident amongst a bunch of, I'm going to say, youth, because he's in a position to be able to teach others something. Know that people are watching how you navigating your situation, and they're seeing you standing in your authority and in your power like an emperor should. And as divine feminine energies, we have to do that. We have to integrate our masculine and feminine energy. And some situations require that we stand in our masculine energy, that we protect ourselves, that we provide for ourselves. And what that is leading to, another sunny energy, the Four of Wands. I love to see this card because it ain't nothing but good news when it's in the upright. That's a happy home. That's safety and security within your home. That's feeling like home, being at home. That's community. That's celebration. That is something for you to celebrate, because as we are reparenting ourselves, those of us who have had absentee fathers or absentee mothers, or because of the financial dynamics and the constructs built against us as skin folk, as melanated beings especially, drugs and alcohol may have had your parents in the streets, or had your parents at work all the time, or had your parents in some man face or some woman's face, and in some way, shape, form, or fashion neglecting the emotional stability of the child. This is you providing that stability for yourself, and possibly with another being. But what I'm getting from this reading is an individual who not necessarily coming into union with someone outside of themselves, but within. Divine integration, integrating the masculine and feminine energy to create a more safe, secure, and stable home environment for themselves. Something worth celebrating. Looking back over all the work that you've done up to this point to make yourself feel safe and provided for, and celebrating that. I know me, honey. I don't skip on that inner child work. And I'm just coming to realize with this message and similar ones that I've gotten here lately, just how much of it that I've done. That's something worth celebrating. Now, what I didn't say was, so this weekend, while I wasn't making no money, attempting to but wasn't, I had buku opportunity to hang out with people in community and celebrate. The event that I paid to go to, that I didn't make no money at, I was with a group of friends and we had a great time. I left there thinking I had to go to the event the next day, and when it got canceled, I'd already gotten an invitation to another event with another group of friends, and I didn't think I was gonna be able to make it because I'm like, okay, I gotta set up at this event. I might have to catch y'all on the tail end, if that, because both events were literally scheduled to be at the same time. When that event was canceled, I was able to go take part in celebration. So trust me, while I'm in the midst of other people who do not even know my story, don't know what I've been through, in my mind, I'm celebrating my wins, whether I share their personal story with them or not. The fact that I'm getting out the house, not sitting in this energy, and instead amongst community. Personally, I'm celebrating coming through some dark energy, coming through this type of shit. I'm celebrating achieving this type of energy, which is a natural energy for me anyway, as a Aries sun sign. But we all, that's something I really want to touch on. I might have to do a whole fucking video on this zodiac sign shit. These little zodiac wars y'all be having, all that ignorant, oh, I don't date Capricorns because they like this, and ooh, I never date another Taurus again, and Aries ain't compatible with Taurus, and da 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 da. Y'all, we got buku placements that dictate our connections and our synastry with one another, how we connect with one another. You can't cancel out a whole zodiac sign group because of your experience with one or two of them. Because if that's the case, I would never date another Virgo in my life, or Aquarius. On some real shit. I never do that though. People have so many placements in their charts. Each placement has different meanings and attributions. And then we all embody all of the signs the more we elevate and come into connection with our higher self. So don't let that shit be one more way that we're divisive with one another. Now that I've said that, I'm gonna move on. I've been wanting to really put that out on the table for a long time, because as someone in this community, when I'm on other people's pages or platforms and I see people saying stuff like that, I'd be like, yo, we have got to evolve beyond that frame of mind, because it's just as divisive as racism, sexism, all the other isms that have been placed before us to evolve beyond and move through. Period. At the top of the deck, we have the Six of Cups. Nostalgia. Reminiscing. Focusing on old memories. Further reinforcing this energy of the Five of Cups. And you got two babies here holding hands. Because we have, that's that inner child work. So your inner masculine and your inner feminine evolving to these two young folk, probably like newlyweds, early 20s to 30s, something like that. That's an evolution taking place, because you've done the work to reparent yourself to get to this energy. No longer focused on this nostalgic energy of the past, what happened, who did it, what for, to the Hermit. Now let's just say this energy is speaking to somebody who is entering union of some sort. What the Hermit says is, regardless of coming into union with this individual, you still place focus and priority on your individual journey, your learning, your capacity to teach, taking that time out from that relationship every now and then to sit at the top of the hill and connect with the Most High, to let your light shine, being comfortable and rooted and grounded and centered in who you are, and being with somebody who respects that as you move forward in hermit mode, as the hermit, as the teacher, as the light carrier. It's possible in a relationship. So many times we see these relationships where the people are codependent. They desire and require all of each other's time and energy, which I imagine is extremely draining. And I consider myself clingy in relationships. No man has ever told me that I'm clingy in a relationship except for one who needed time to cheat. Like, that was literally what was going on with him. It was just like I was on his ass and he was like, damn, I can't even like do what it is that I'm trying to do. Other than that, he was the clingy one. But anyway, before I get to telling all my business, even if I've said it to a guy, like, I feel like I'm the clingy one, they're like, no. If you were distant, then I would be concerned. But I imagine that if you really clingy, you know what I'm saying, that's draining. You need time to yourself. You need time to pour into yourself. You need time to evolve, grow, study, learn, teach. Even if you have a divine joint mission with your partner, you still need time to be to yourself, to hear the voice within you, to have some alone time, to connect with the Most High. And if that person's insecurities are such that they don't respect that, you might need to question that connection. Just seeing this black and white cat from my neighborhood that I ain't seen in forever just walk across the yard. Cats represent independence. We have to learn to be independent within our connections, or else we will continue cycles of either being alone or being misaligned with people out of this shit right here. Out of the shit we've been through as a child, our abandonment wounds, our neglect wounds, our trauma that has us feeling like if we're not attached to the person to the hip, it's not a real connection. So definitely want to take that into consideration. But if you're not entering a connection, a divine connection of some sort, this is focusing on you. And not just focusing on you, but focusing you and your connection with the divine. Focusing on learning, focusing on discovering deeper parts of you. I know for me, I came into this year after my last, before my last breakup. Me and God had a talk. And I said, God, I am ready to discover the uncharted territories of my heart, like levels of love that I have not identified with, connected with, gotten a awareness of. And that's what's unfolding for me. And so in that way, me discovering the uncharted territories of my heart, regardless of who's in my life, that's a hermit journey. That's the stuff that I tap into when I'm alone. That's the stuff that I'm reading about and studying about and reflecting and journaling on when in hermit mode. So either way, that moving from thoughts of the past, stewing and brewing over the past, reparenting ourselves, is leading us to the teacher within us, the light bearer within us. The hermit is a lighthouse, honey. And so I clarified the reading with the African Goddess Rising. I think that's the name of the deck. Yep, the African Goddess Rising Oracle by the sister Abiola Abrams, who I follow on IG. She's dope. And the cards that fell out were grief, the goddess Allah, represented by the number 29, which breaks down to an 11. Spiritual mastery. You are not going to be able to master or evolve spiritually, or should I say only to a certain point, if you do not learn to work with your grief. Trust me, that's something I definitely speak from experience about. Your grief comes to serve you. So as you are stewing and brewing, and I say it like it's a negative thing, but it's really not. Those things come to serve us. You're supposed to take that time to explore those things that have um, helped cultivate you to be who you are at this point. But you ain't supposed to hold on to it so tight that it keeps you from moving forward. That it keeps you staring at the spilled milk or the spilled cups and not focusing on what's being presented to you, the blessings that are before you, the opportunities that are before you now. So one thing that stood out to me was we had Allah with grief, and then represented by the number 16, which breaks down to a 7. The goddess Asa, say, Yah. Outside of using this deck, I had never heard of it, but represent joy. Moving from grief to joy, that is literally transmutation. I've been talking to y'all about transmuting pain into passion and purpose. And that's exactly what this journey of reparenting ourselves is leading us to. Listen, Allah is pregnant. And pregnant, we're going from her being pregnant to Asa say, I know I'm probably saying it wrong, Yah. She done gave birth. That's a big ass baby. She nurturing this baby. This baby is getting milk from her breast. She's nurturing what is born of her grief. Transmuting that grief into joy. So we're going to do a little history lesson before I move to the message at the top and the bottom of the deck. Because Allah is the goddess of grief from the Igbo, Nigeria area. She is from the Temple of Lovers. She is the ancient Earth Mother, who is the foremost Igbo Oluse, which means deity. Goddess Allah oversees motherhood, fertility, and the afterlife. After death, humans return to the womb of Allah, replanted in the soul to reincarnate. This grief, that's representing the dark night of the soul, going into the womb to be rebirth from the inside, that inner journey. That inner journey that we take during the winter when we are sitting still and sitting with our thoughts and sitting with our feelings and journaling and going through the motions and doing the shadow work. That is the energy of Allah, that rebirth. But honey, by the time you go through all of that and you get to I say Yah, I don't know why I have to keep saying it to try to make sure I got it right, knowing it's about wrong as hell. You have given birth, baby. You done pushed. You done had your contractions. They done cut the cord. The whole 9. So let's see her origins. She is of the Ashanti Ghana warriors of the Temple of Warriors. Fighting, baby. Persevering. Been through all this shit and ready to push through. So it says, Goddess Asase Yah rules life and death as the joyful crone celebrated as Mama Earth. Her energy is loving, fertile, and nurturing. And her name is invoked at major life transitions. For some of you, you are actually giving birth after having done some work to mature emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually, especially. You're becoming mothers for the first time, or you're birthing businesses or projects, newer versions of yourself, communities. You are curse breakers and ancestral line healers. You're healing your ancestral lineage. That's this 4 Wands energy. That's something worth celebrating. For many of you, it may have been the toxic masculine and femininity within your family that has had you all divided, poor, ignorant, the whole 9 yards up to this point. And then here you come, standing in your power, being the emperor, whether man or woman, even though this is divine feminine energy, daring to stand in your divine masculine energy. This is so beautiful. At the top of the deck, those storms represented by the Orisha or Yah. I was just talking to the lady Saturday about the energy of Oya. And the monarch butterfly represents Oya. And as soon as I was talking to them about it, y'all, a monarch butterfly flew past us. Oya comes through with the lightning and the thunder and the storms, because the storms come to clear out the energy. They don't come to hurt you, they come to help you. And sometimes when we're in the midst of the storm, we can't identify with that part of it, that aspect of it. All we see is the chaos and the pain, the thunder, the lightning. We had a storm the other day, yo. I just sat out here and watched it until the siren started going off, and then I said, take your ass in the house, because ain't no need of me sitting out here until something fly across the yard and pop me in the head. And then the sirens was mad loud. But other than that, I could have sat out here all night and watched the thunder and the rain and the wind and the trees blow, and it was beautiful. And I prayed to the Orisha Oya. I'm very careful about saying Orisha and not goddess, because the Orisha, that's ours. If you are of African descent, that's ours, and I don't want to diminish it in any way. The Orisha are ours, and I want to always say the Orisha and not the goddess. You know what I'm saying? But all of the Orishas represent natural forces, and so Oya represents the energy of the storm, coming to help you through necessary transitions and changes. And sometimes that look like the dark night of the soul. Sometimes that look like being in the belly, in the womb. We just celebrated Embolic, which means in the womb, in the belly. And as we are coming out of that, we are emerging worthy, more. Okay, Oshun, this bee over here damn near surround sounding in my ear. Baby, gone. I have my nerves bad for her already. Y'all see that? Maybe not. Baby, what you doing? Go on there. Okay, I'm gonna try to push through. But this is a TT with worthiness. This is such a beautiful card. That's celebration. A tea party. Represented by the number 14. Yo, real shit. I'm about to run to the front yard. Where did he go? Baby, long as it ain't over here. Listen, if that wasn't a message, what it was, I don't know. But baby, I am worthy, represented by the number 14, with that 1 and that 4 being giving us the number 5. That's the change that has occurred as a result of what we have experienced up to this point. We have evolved feeling more worthy of the blessings that are coming in for us. Look at all them cups. And then those vessels are steady pouring. That's the divine blessing us, y'all. As a result of reparenting ourselves. That is beautiful. I'm going to, and underneath that, the number 5, radical rebirth. Listen. I can't. Mboyo Nahanda. I love that. If that don't give you regal, power, worthy, that gives you, I've been through the fire, I've been through the flood. Emerging, fearless, a warrior, a high priestess. Yes, God. So I'm going to clarify with the Soulful Woman cards, Divine Feminine. I'm so proud of us. I know we're still on this journey. This is not the end. We are forever on the journey. But life is made of cycles, and we'll have cycles of decrease, and we'll have cycles of increase. But I'm just so happy to know that we've done the work and are moving into a cycle of increase. So Spirit, please clarify the message that has been provided for the Divine Feminine Collective at this time. What message would you have me to deliver to the Divine Feminine Collective at this time? Oh, a whole bunch of them almost fell out, like 4 of them. Alright. They want to give y'all the whole thing. Divine Patience, represented by the number 46, which breaks down to a 10. My soul brings forth the right conditions and opportunities for me. The best answers and solutions are delivered at the best times. Yo, if you like me, that Allah energy of grief, that needing to stand in your power and being your emperor energy, more than half the battle for me has been that need to be patient. That need to tap into divine patience, knowing that all things are developing for me in divine timing. We got all these images of pregnant women and messages of rebirth. Babies are not born overnight. You know what I'm saying? You don't get pregnant and then you have a baby the next day. That baby has to sit in the womb for about 9 months and be nourished while in the womb during that time. Y'all, that's damn near a year. And then be nurtured and nourished once it's birthed. It takes divine patience to bring forth your divine gifts, your divine talents, and whatever is being birthed through you. And even sitting with your grief, transmuting your grief. Dream seeds, represented by the number 42, which breaks down to a 6. Again, another message of balance. I nurture my dream seeds with love and appreciation and allow them to unfold in their own time. Again, a message of nurturance, fertility, giving birth, and timing. That's so important for us, yo. And you know, we live in this microwave ass society that does not really help what it is that we are now learning to embody, which is that being patient, which is that slow cooker opposed to microwave love. You got people starting businesses seem like overnight, and it seemed like it because you're seeing it on social media, so you're not really seeing the grind they putting in behind the scenes or the time and work it took to bring that from seed form to fruition. But in reality, it takes divine patience and nurturance of that dream seed. At the top of the deck, the power of support, represented by the number 40. I am grateful for all of the love and support I receive. It is the most precious of life's gifts. If you don't feel like you have support in this realm, know that without a shadow of a doubt, you have support in the angelic realm, in the ancestral realm, from the divine. And you are needing to give gratitude for that as well. And as I am moving through, learning through, evolving through my impatience, I am learning to be more grateful for the support that I have in all realms. On this side and the other side, I don't want to leave nobody out. I don't want to leave nothing, no entity, no guardian angel, no deity. None of my team are like that show up and show out for me. I ain't trying to leave nobody out. So I'm grateful for all of the support, because I know the power of support. And if anything, I know for me, I have learned the power of support through the absence of support. I have looked at how others have not showed up, how I felt they should show up, or how I needed them to show up, or how I wanted them to show up. And then I've looked at who did show up and how they showed up. And that taught me to be grateful and not put my time and energy into the who and what didn't show up. That don't even matter. Thank you. I appreciate you for showing me what that lack and that absence looks like, but it didn't stop nothing. It made me more grateful for who did do what they did when they did what they did. And at the bottom of the deck, you have, I embrace my body. I honor and embrace all of my body. I am receptive to her specific needs. One thing about birthing a new idea, birthing a person, birthing a new you, it's going to have effects on your body. When a mother has a child, she ain't snapping back like these celebrities we see, getting these mommy makeovers after the pregnancy and bouncing back in 2 or 3 weeks showing you a baddie. That's not everybody's reality. And even if it's something spiritual, something energetic, and not necessarily physical, it's going to have an effect on your body. But your routine, your diet, or should I call it your living, your eating habits are going to determine just how much of an effect this birthing process has had on you. So while you're in hermit mode, that's something else also to consider, because the body speaks to your physical reality. and haven't done the work to birth, to transmute your pain and passion into your grief into pain and passion, it's going to affect your body in some ways. There's some things that you maybe could eat at the beginning of this journey that your body can't take no more. I told y'all, men smells, oh my God. What they say? I am receptive to her specific needs. I can't do too much of that smelling. Loud sauces and, oh my God, I damn near get nauseous. My body is so much more sensitive than it ever has been since I have transmuted, since I've raised my and transformed, since I've raised my vibration. So those are just some of the signs, but you want to pay attention to your empathic nature and how your body responds to the people around you, to the situations that you find yourself in, how your body responds to your mood, your sleeping patterns, because those are all signs of where you are on the journey and how you may need to adjust during your pregnancy or your rebirth, your birth of some sort. So Divine Feminine, I hope this message found you well. If it did not find you well, I hope that it leaves you well. Also, check out the masculine energy. It may be something that resonates to you or somebody that you know. Also, check me out on Patreon. Check out my website. If you have not already subscribed, and don't forget to like the video. If it resonates in any way, leave your comments below. I do respond. I ain't Hollywood. But with that being said, y'all, until next time, peace.